Part 1. The moment that changed everything approx. 1,800 words he sat in silence, not because he had nothing to say, but because everything had already been decided. We've all been told that silence is power, that the quiet man in the room holds all the cards, that restraint is strength, that if you say less, you'll be respected more. But let me challenge that idea right now. Because silence alone is not enough. Not anymore. Yes, silence can be powerful, but silence without presence is forgettable, and silence without intent is invisible. So here's the truth no one tells you. In a world obsessed with noise, the most powerful man is not the loudest. It's not even the quietest. ... But the one whose silence is felt. Because when your absence leaves an ache, and your presence alters the atmosphere, you've stepped into a rare kind of power. Stoic power. Psychological. Precision. Influence without needing attention. And that, my friend, is where this story begins. The hidden war, you versus the unseen. Every day, you're in a war. Not with swords, not with fists, but with perception, emotion, attention. A war for influence. Whether you walk into a room, scroll through social media, or speak to someone you care about, you are constantly being judged, evaluated, and defined. And here's the harsh truth. If you don't control how people see you, they will define you without your permission. This is not paranoia. This is psychology. People don't respond to truth. They respond to perception. And unless you learn how to craft your presence strategically, stoically, intentionally, you will forever be reacting to the world instead of commanding it. The foundation of true influence. Let's get one thing clear. This isn't about pretending to be someone you're not. This isn't about manipulation or being fake. This is about alignment. It's about merging who you are inside with how you're perceived on the outside. The Stoics mastered this. They didn't just sit in silence. They used silence like a blade. They walked with tension. They moved with purpose. They spoke only when it counted. And when they did, people listened. Because when silence meets presence, and presence is backed by action, you become unforgettable. Why? Silence alone fails in today's world. Let's be honest. We live in a hyper-stimulated world. Everyone is yelling for attention. Every second is an opportunity to scroll past, skip, or forget. In this climate, silence without substance equals invisibility. If you're silent, but not felt, you're ignored. If you're present, but not intentional, you're dismissed. So here's the new formula for influence. Silence plus presence plus action equals unforgettable power. The weapon that brings it all together? Controlled visibility. More on that soon. But first, let me take you back. There was once a man, not a king, not a soldier, but a philosopher, just a man. He had learned to keep his mouth shut. He had studied the Stoics. He believed in restraint, patience, and silence. But still, people disrespected him, overlooked him, dismissed him. He was silent but not impactful. He was present but not commanding. And one day, he asked himself, if silence is power, why do I still feel powerless? That was the day he realized it's not about speaking less. It's about existing more deliberately. And that's the moment everything began to change. The strategy that will shift everything. This isn't a motivational speech. This is a tactical shift in how you move. Chew up and influence others. Here's what you'll learn in this video. The hidden limits of silence and why it's overhyped. How to create magnetic presence using Stoic and psychological frameworks, dark psychology hacks. To control how people perceive you without saying a word, the contrast principle. Use strategic absence and unpredictable turns to dominate attention. Power of controlled visibility. Become a rare, unforgettable force in every room you enter. The self-mastery core, because true influence starts inside. Not out there, but there's more. Because by the end of this journey, you won't just understand how to influence others. You'll understand how to command yourself. Before we go deeper, I have one challenge for you. If you're ready to go beyond surface-level success, if you're ready to not just be seen but be remembered, then take one small, powerful step right now. Comment below. I use my presence wisely. Because presence, when used intentionally, is a weapon that never dulls. Now, take a deep breath, because what comes next will change the way you walk into every room for the rest of your life. Part 2. The Power Beyond Silence.
How stoic presence makes.
You unshakable approx. 2,500 plus words silence speaks, but presence screams. So many chase charisma. They read books on body language. They practice witty one-liners. They rehearse alpha behaviors like they're auditioning for dominance. But the men who hold real power, they don't audition. They don't perform. They understand something the masses never will. That true presence has nothing to do with how you speak, and everything to do with how you exist. What is presence really? Presence isn't a vibe. It's not energy. It's not being the loudest or the most charismatic. Presence is a psychological impact you leave on others without forcing, begging, or proving. And here's the truth no one wants to hear. If people don't feel different when you walk into a room, you haven't cultivated presence. Your presence should shift to most presence. It should cause subtle discomfort in liars, peace in the honest, and curiosity in the unaware. It's not about dominating the room. It's about making people feel you without. Understanding why. That's what stoic presence looks like. It's silent gravity, unshakable, calm, intentional command. Why most people are forgettable. Let's break down what average people do wrong. They enter a room apologetically. Their body language screams, "Please like me." Their words chase validation. Their energy leaks insecurity. Their presence, it evaporates the moment they leave. These people may speak often, but they say nothing. Now contrast that with the rare man who does the opposite. He enters slowly. He scans before engaging. He says less, observes more. His posture is upright. His face is calm. He doesn't need to perform. He feels inevitable. You can't look away. You don't know why you're drawn in, but your subconscious registers something dangerous, something real. That's presence, and it starts inside. Stoic foundations of presence. The Stoics weren't emotionless statues. They were warriors of the mind masters of inner stillness. Presence, in the Stoic view, was the result of self-controlled discipline and thought, detached observation, routed values, intentional. Movement wastes no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius's quote isn't just philosophy, it's strategy. Stop trying to appear powerful. Become powerful. Presence is the natural side effect of inner mastery. The psychology behind presence. Let's get scientific. Presence isn't magic, it's psychological leverage. Here's how it works. 1. Your body speaks louder than your voice. When your body language is relaxed yet upright, you signal control. Others' nervous systems respond without realizing it. Slow, blinking, deliberate movements, grounded stance, direct but non-threatening. Eye contact, these all trigger the primal mind in others. They say, "This man isn't afraid. He's dangerous and contained." 2. Silence increases mental real estate. Ever notice how someone who says little is often assumed to be more intelligent? This is projection psychology. People fill in your silence with their own assumptions. And here's the twist. They often project their fears or desires onto you. So instead of forcing status, you become whatever they imagine. And that mystery, that's your psychological weapon. 3. Presence collapses timelines in a distracted world. The man who is fully present is terrifying, not aggressive. Not arrogant, just there. 100%. Focused, unmoved. People feel like you're looking into them, not at them. They'll remember you because in that moment, they remember themselves. Real-world example. 2 men, 1 room. Let's paint a picture. 2. Men walk into a high-level business meeting. Man A, he enters first, loudly greeting everyone, cracks a joke.
Oh.
Fills the room with energy. He's liked. He's funny. He talks constantly. Man B. He enters 5 minutes later, says nothing, nods once, takes a seat, waits. People begin to wonder, who is he? Why is he so calm? What's he thinking? And then when he finally speaks, every eye turns. Every word is weighed, because he earned the silence first. Now guess which one closed the deal? Exactly. Presence versus performance. Let's be clear. You can fake charisma. You can fake confidence. You can even fake knowledge. But you cannot fake presence. Presence isn't built overnight. It's forged through. It's internal fire, sitting with your own discomfort, facing your own insecurities, cultivating discipline, practicing restraint, speaking less, moving deliberately, acting when it counts. The man who has presence doesn't need to take space. He is the space. Thought exercise. How would you enter? Pause and imagine. You're about to enter a room filled with people who've underestimated you, who've mocked your silence, who've doubted your growth. Now, ask yourself, would you walk in fast or slow? Would your eyes scan or shrink? Would you speak quickly or wait? Would you fill space with noise or let your presence fill the silence? Because that answer is who you really are. And if you don't like it, this script is your turning point. The inner battle, you versus your impulse before. You can build outer presence, you must destroy the inner noise. This is the war most men never win. Why? Because they crave attention. Too much. They mistake volume for value. They perform for applause instead of living for purpose. But not you, because if you're still here reading this, you've already started the transformation. Now here's your challenge for the next 48 hours. Speak 50% less, observe 100% more, and move only with purpose.